Hey all, it's your girl Fee, bringing you authentic conversation to feed your soul and make you whole. Welcome to a little of this and a little of that. So what is this all about? It's about real talk, real stories, and real growth. It creates an open space for honest conversations. Wherever you're tuning in from, thank you.
So, again, Kimberly, guys, this is a little of this and a little of that. This topic, as we mentioned, can be deep, can be emotional, can be offensive to those who are not ready for this journey. But at the end of the day, Kimberly, what we want to deliver is something that is raw and authentic. If you're looking for foolishness and cuteness and sugarcoating, go somewhere else. This is not the podcast for it. It's a podcast where I can say, yes, John dissed me yesterday and it did hurt. It made me shut down. It made me not wanting to do this and it made me angry. But then I got a hold of myself. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a real place because hurting is happening by the millisecond in family, in community, in relationship of every kind. I'm seeing less than 10-year-old child being hurt and talking about killing themselves based on how hurt words from school make them feel. So we're not talking about something that is foreign to any one of us. But what we want to do is leave people today, Kimberly, with things that can help them to transform their lives.
I agree. I think what you're saying too with the lead is, how do we lead with love authentically? And love doesn't mean I have to agree with you.
No.
I mean,
Period.
I really like you.
Yeah.
But love you and respect you as a human being.
That's different.
We have different views.
Yeah.
We have different upbringings, even within our own community, right?
Yeah.
You talk a lot about your grandparents and the love they had for you, and how they raised you and how that influenced you. And I'll never forget the first time I met you was Coconut Village, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, we could have just had any type of relationship, but it grew. Why did it grow? Because there's authentic love in this relationship, and friendship. We don't always have to agree about everything.
Yeah.
Right? But I think we respect each other.
Yeah. And that's a big word.
Right?
That's
That
a
goes a
big
long
word.
way.
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
Let me think. I do, and I think that's what people are lacking. Respect. Understanding what respect is. Respect is me understanding that this is my sister. I was talking to a sister recently, and she did something wrong from my perspective. And I'm like, yo, we need to talk about this. Because, Kimberly, I don't hesitate. I'll pause for a minute because I'm very intentional about the relationships that I have. And I said to her, I did this because I'm trying to protect our relationship. She took that wrong. I thought, how could you take something like that wrong? But we talk it out. And we continue to grow.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
But that was grounded in respect. I respect you. So I want to address this way because I respect you and I value our relationship. And that thing might never happen again. It's a one experience, but my relationship with you, I want that to last.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So as you said, you can't ask for what you're not ready to give.
I love that. The give and take, right? And we've had that.
Yeah.
Right? Give and take.
Yeah.
And there's things that, you may have wanted me to be a part of. I couldn't commit to it.
Yeah.
And there's times when I can, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean I don't love you or respect what you do, but we all have our limits, right? We all have what we're called to. I think that's part of it too, right? Knowing yourself. What's your purpose? And how can you still support a sister even though you're not going to be involved in all the things?
Yes.
But still, I'm cheering you on and be authentic about that, right?
And I'll be vulnerable to share this. During Black History, we were supposed to collaborate with a team. It fell through. And while that was painful, I know what my purpose was. My purpose is community. And so I didn't allow that fall through to not let me show up for their events. But they didn't show up to ours. Was that painful to me? Yes. Because we're human beings.
Right.
Even if you sent me a message and say, hey, I know you sent the message asking if we're coming, we didn't reply. And I know we're on the agenda for you to be there and we didn't show up. We can't show up because of this, or where I'm at now, I'm not ready. But that's called leadership. For me, that's a definition of leadership.
I hear you.
But when we, and then when I show up, they pretend that they don't see me there, even though they embrace you for public show with a hug. But when they went to the mic and they're saying, welcome to this team and welcome to this community, there was no welcome to the organization that I represent. Then you're like, because again, first, you're human first.
Just going to say.
You're going to oh, that hurts a little bit, because that's stupid, if you ask me, to be honest, to be plain English. That's immaturity, and that's petty. And these are the petty politics that I find that is holding on, and some of the things that are holding community as a whole back. But speaking from my community, who know that we already have different struggles and gates that are difficult for us to get in, and doors, for me, that was petty politics that are holding us back. Because when I'm in leadership and you show up, Kimberly, good to see you here today. So I love that you mentioned that there are things that I'm going to invite you to, but I'd rather you said no. I don't have the capacity today, Phiona, or I'm not able to. Then show up not present, or show up not ready, or show up and cause hurt because you're not prepared to be there.
Yeah. I mean, we each have our own, I guess, journey on that, right? And through pain, you can find your way, right? Through pain, I found my way to how I can govern myself, how God's leading me, right? What I say yes to, what I don't, what relationships I can deepen and what cannot be deepened, right? And that's part of life. I think that's just part of life. We all have so much capacity, right? But I think what I'm hearing,
being aware of it,
right, is also kind of like the work. There's still work to be done in the community, and I love the Black community, and we have younger children coming up in the community that we need to spur on and encourage and inspire.
I love that. And as we come to a wrap, I'm just going to think of a few things that you want to leave people with. I'm going to share something to the people. This is just, again, from my journal. Again, guys, this is your girl Phiona. A little of this and a little of that. And I share in this space because I believe I was raised in a way that I'm so grateful for. I was raised in a way that is, I would call it prestigious now that I look at it. It was a legacy that my grandparents passed on to me to show me what community was. How to serve people at all age, all background. So I empathize with anybody because maybe it comes naturally for me, Kimberly, because I was raised that way. So for me, I feel like it's in my DNA to serve from grace, from compassion. And my mouth is quick. I can tell you two words, and it's nothing profanity because I don't do that. But I can line you up very quickly if I need to. If you disrespect me, I have I have no reservation to hold back. But I also so grown and so old school that I also know that my energy is in. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I don't have to prove to you that my mouth can be faster than yours, or can I say a thing or two to put you back down. I don't have to do that, because Toni Morrison says, and I'm paraphrasing here, Kimberly, because I don't remember the quote, but she talks about the ultimate function of racism is distraction. It makes us constantly asking ourselves or proving that we belong or whatever. And I want to use that to make my own quote to say the ultimate function of conflict sometimes, or people's reaction to you is distraction. Because if I could be chasing off to prove that, no, I'm good, I'm a strong leader, I'm a great, I didn't say that, I'm wasting time and I'm not getting the work done.
That's right.
So I choose my battle. I never dismiss things that I don't need to dismiss. If I dismiss it, then there's nothing for me to teach someone from it or to learn from it.
That's right.
But when I see things, I address it. Sometimes it's not for me, but I thought maybe my community need to hear this. And I will share, because that's what the sharing is. It's not always because I am hurting or it's happening to me, but it's an experience that I've witnessed or experienced or read about that I know could be beneficial to those around me of any background. So I will share. So I'll leave it to you before I wrap up with some thoughts. Talk to people about what is hurt, what a healed person can look like, and what a person, the difference, what a person who is hurting can look like, or how we can show up hurting, and what does healing looks like. That make any sense to you?
Yes, I think there's a lot of questions in that.
Yeah.
Because I think,
but to simplify it, I really just want you to tell people the difference between being healed and when you continue to move operating in hurt.
Right. So we'll start with the negative, right? If we're operating from a place of hurt or negativity or pain, maybe for a time we can do much with that, right? We can even accomplish much in that. But after a while, that tug on your heart is going to need addressing, right? That healing is going to need addressing. And if it's suppressed and not given the space to heal, then the impact of what you're trying to do is going to be painful. It's not going to end up being life-giving. On the other hand, for the healing journey, when you open yourselves up to be healed and to move in that place, it may mean you have to slow down. That's something I've understood in healing, that there's a time to reflect, to pause, to ground yourself. And maybe you lost track of the things that were most important to you, or the things that you really held dear. And so it's honoring those parts as well, honoring your own hurt, but honoring, I have hope and I can be healed. And I want to speak to my women of faith out there, because I know sometimes you find in the counseling realm that you cannot find therapy and integrate it with your faith. And I want to tell you, places are available for you in that way. I would be honored to be a part of that. But there's places where people can heal whole, including their faith journey, to help them move forward. I hope that was helpful.
Thank you for sharing that. No, I'm confident that it was helpful. And the way we do our thing, Kimberly, what we share is not going to be for everybody. Well, you see, if one person can leave,
that's right,
with hope that we can deliver, that change can happen.
That's right.
Growth can happen. Healing can happen. Then we've done our piece.
That's it.
Because that's a seed that's going to touch somebody else, because that person going to start operating differently around those they engage with.
That's right.
So this word might just resonate to one person, but transform another 100, because it's the ripple effect.
The garden, right? It's back to that garden.
Exactly. So I told you that I've been writing this letter to the community. And Mandela approach to leadership is very inspirational to me, including our own local Dr. Jean Augustine. I remember she said, if it's to be, it's up to me. Everything is up to us. Your healing is up to us. How do I know I'm healed? So I think I've told this story before, but because it's new on this podcast, I'll say it again, maybe paraphrase it. I didn't grow up with my mom. And like any other girl, sometimes we see girls who don't have good relationship with their mom. That's just, it seemed to be a thing. It wasn't that from me. I just never raised by her. So when I came to Canada, I was about 18.
Okay.
And it would feel almost from me that I'm meeting her for the first time. But I was dealing with some things that I heard growing up. And so first thing I remember, I came here and I asked her a few questions about what I heard. And because for me, in Jamaica, I'll say, I don't take your fat. I don't go by your say.
Yeah.
I hear it. I'm not going to judge you by it. I'm going to now see what my relationship with you is like. And I realized as I was growing and being here and the struggles was happening, I realized she's not responsible for my healing. And I was young.
Yeah. I'm
here at 19, need to figure this out.
Yeah.
That this woman is not responsible for my healing. are there things that she did or didn't do that contributed to how I was feeling? Of course. But the healing journey is my responsibility. And it starts with me forgiving her. Because also with grace, I don't know, no matter how I think I know, I really don't know her journey. And how her journey from trauma and unhealed hurt or unacknowledged hurt demonstrate how she be a mom.
Right.
I don't know how it shows up in how she demonstrate motherhood. So as a result, I had to quickly, based on, again, the discipline I was raised in and the God I was introduced to, come to terms. And I remember sitting in my apartment at 155, I think it's 155 Antibes in Toronto.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was writing my first book, and it's called Cherish Your Mistake, There is Hope. It was a book I wrote to be healed, because at that point I just realized my healing is mine.
That's right.
And it started with me calling and left a message for her. I don't remember if I talked to her directly or I got her, but I felt that I need to say, I forgive you. I don't know what I was forgiving her for, but I said, I forgive you. And I try to find the word to say, I love you. Because we didn't grow up that way. Right. We didn't grow up with, I love you or nothing. We just know that you love me. You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
It wasn't words.
It wasn't words. It was action. So for me, finding that word wasn't natural. But I remember that. And I wrote the book, and I continued to do my journey. And how I knew I was healed, which is a question I was asking you for, from my perspective, you will know that you healed when you're no longer in pain when you're sharing the story.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more from a victory to uplift others and say, if I can do it, then you can do it.
That's right. That's right.
Might not be the same length of time to get there.
That's right.
Might not be the full same process, but it's possible.
That's right.
And so here's what I wrote down here in the letter that I'm sending out to the community. And I'll read it for you guys.
Okay.
It says, Mandela spent 27 years in prison under the apartheid. And when he came out, he did not deny injustice. He did not minimize the harm or the hurt. He did not pretend that trauma didn't happen or, or it didn't exist. But he understood something that was critical. And I think that's what we're missing today. The bigger picture. When you understand the bigger picture, Kimberly, you put those things that you experience in the back pocket, learn from them, and find strategic way to better your purpose.
Yes.
Because for your purpose to come to birth, sometimes these things becomes a blockage to them.
That's right. And
so as I was writing it, I said, forgiveness from Mandela was not emotional softness. Because sometimes even with us, we're so filled with pride and want to prove that, you're not better me, or I'm just as strong and I can tell you 2 words here or there. And when you back off and say, don't worry, I will dismiss that for this minute. Some people think you're considered softer. No. It's a strategy. It's a strategy. And for him in here, I said it was a political wisdom. And I was just reading one of his books and just trying to understand. And this was political wisdom. Because he knew what the mission was. He knew what the agenda is.
The vision,
The vision is change, transformation.
Yes.
Getting to the next level. Not to be here. After I kill 2 people, then what?
Right.
So he said, and I'm quoting him here, he said, as I walked out the door towards the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and my hatred behind, I would still be in prison. So you can be free and not free.
That's right.
And I think that's a thing where we talk about free speech and I'm free. Free from what?
Right? Yeah. It's an inner freedom, right?
It is.
It's an inner freedom.
Who did that song that says, emancipate yourself from slavery? Bob Marley. Because only us can deliver or without God, but from ourselves. It's a made up mind to be free. And he leaves the bitterness. So in community, what I'm talking about, when I'm talking about you cannot serve hurt, is when you're coming into community to serve with your hatred present, your bitterness present. So if we're talking about anti-black racism and white supremacism or whatever, you can't serve from that place. That will just lead to shaming, and then people are not leaning in to learn more.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, the door is closed. Yeah. I'm good over here.
More hate, yeah.
And we don't see change.
Yeah.
And so I will leave this thought with you that he shares here, that I wrote here, that I want people to understand. He says, Mandela modeled emotional regulation at scale. He held pain without weaponizing it, acknowledged injustice without demonizing an entire group or groups.
Right.
Because, sometimes it's not everybody, and we make this blanket, like you said before, as if it's all groups.
Yeah.
And he created space. Oh, God, I love this. Space for dialogue. So remember, talk about the cutoff culture? The cutoff culture happened because you're not healed. Because when you're healed, you can say, Phiona, thank you for talking to me, or what you said was hurt. It's going to take me a little time to get over it because I adjust differently. Can you give me some time? We don't have to be best friends or having dining and chicken wings at anywhere.
There you go.
But when I see you in community, authentic, not talking about a performative hug, authentic conversation or a little can take place.
Yeah.
And so it says leaders who regulate themselves build trust, make strategic decisions, and that was a strategic decision. When I show up to an event, even though you don't want to talk to me, for me it's a strategic decision because it's not about you. You're one person. And the world goes on regardless of how you feel about me or how I feel about you. Life goes on.
Yeah, there's a bigger vision.
The bigger vision, the bigger picture. And it says it reduce polarization and encourage collaboration. Yes. Oh my God, how I love collaboration.
Yes.
How many times you and I have sat down and talk about these things?
I'm just going to say, for sure you love collaboration. I love it.
It's right? Like, what can we do? How can we? Because then you're not robbing yourself. You're not wasting resources. You're not duplicating effort. And you're building community.
That's right. And trust, right?
And trust.
Right? Because that's the big
one.
Piece.
Trust.
That's the big piece in all relationships, no?
So leaders who are driven by unresolved rage, react impulsively, divide and escalate conflict. And I think if we really want to start anywhere, we have to start with ourselves. And if we don't know how to start with ourselves, we got to start with people like Mandela. People who have lived it. Because Kimberly, no matter how I've read and study about racism, I will never ever dare to say I can ever understand it to the level that those who have walked it. Yeah. I was never told that I can't go into a bathroom because of my skin color. I was never kicked out of a restaurant. So I don't raise my kids that way. And that being said, I'm going to check my son to see if he's really want to come and answer this for me, because we want to close off with something and to see if Jayden is willing to close off with this, because Kimberly was talking to them about, do you know who you are? Do you ever question who you are? Because certain things I don't need to tell you that you're black. I would never say you're black. Like, for what reason? You're not blind. And the world sees you know. I want to know that you're loved. You're capable. Beautiful. And I don't have I don't have to tell you that. I show you to you. I equipped you to the things that you can go and shine. Yes. I would never tell my kids, Kimberly, that you have to work 10 times as harder because you're black. I'm putting fear in my kids. And as you said before, I'm taking away their hope, even before they try, or even before they even encounter anything. I'm already telling, no, that's not warning. What am I doing? So from a psychotherapist, while I'm going to check if Jayden is going to do this, I'm going to leave you, and the camera is just going to be on you. But can you speak to that for a minute? what are we doing when we're psyching up ourselves already in fear and doubt of what may happen or how people may see us?
The what ifs. We go into the what if clouds, we call it, right? Which can bring up that anxiety within us, right? We can go into those negative mindsets, but get us focused on all the negative things. Some may not have happened. Sometimes they have happened, but how do we refrain from that? You know, and I would say the word is hope.
Yes.
What is your hope? Sometimes it's just, I woke up this morning and I'm starting a new day.
Yes.
I'm alive.
Yes.
Some of us say, I'm just going to say a prayer.
Yeah.
And take a moment and reset. I think we're not taking the time to give our own selves a moment. Like if you've been through something, like you're sharing things that you've been through stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm sure you're taking your time, you're reflecting, you're writing, you're journaling. I love journaling. A lot of my clients know about the journal. Some of them don't want to do it, and that's fine, but some of them do. And they find just getting those words out. And then you can, you know what? I have my journal right here. You can reflect on it afterward. And it gives you some space from what you've gone through.
Yeah.
So those are some things I hope can help you on your journey. And it's just been an honor to be here with you, Phiona. I'm blessed to know you and have you in my life. And we're here to do the good work, right?
Thank you for doing this with me. So as you wrap up, can you please leave the people with your first? Thank you so much again for joining me.
Thank you for having me, first of all, especially for this kickoff.
Yes, thank you.
It just felt really fitting for me too, like the newness.
Yeah, I thought it was appropriate. So thank you so much. Tell the people how they can reach you and any last thoughts that you want to leave with them.
Thank you so much again, my sister, my friend, a co-leader in this journey, right, in community. Thank you for all the work you're doing and continue doing the healing work. So it's been a pleasure to be on this ride with you all, and the idea of you are worthy of this healing journey. Take the time to check and see what is it I need right now, this stage of life that I'm going through. I know it's hard to be vulnerable. I too have been in that space where I had to decide, am I going to reach outside of my support systems, outside of my own communities at times to get the help that I need? I'm honored to travel this journey with you. I can be found on Psychology Today under Kimberly Mullen or under Look to the Light Counseling Services. You can find me on my website. It's look with the digit 2, thelight.com, and reach out, and I'll look forward to connecting with you to see how I can support you best at this time. Blessings, and let's zoom right back into this look at this and look at that. Thanks,
Thank you so much. That was amazing. All right, so this time we're going to bring on Jayden Martin.
Awesome.
He's super amazing.
Woo, Jayden!
So as we've been talking, guys, we're talking about healing and serving from a place of a healed soul, a healed heart, a healed mind. And as we're just stepping out of Black history, as I said, we've been talking about sometimes when we are leading in community, whether it's in your home or community, if we're leading from a place of unhealed trauma or making oppression become our identity, how it can affect our success or how we operate. And so today I'm talking to Jayden. Jayden is my son, and Jayden is 14. He has his own mind and his own way of showing up in community. So I'm asking Jayden a question just to get at least a youth perspective, because everyone struggles with this. So Jayden, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. A question is, Jayden, what you think is more effective? If I, as a parent, keep warn you to say, you got to work harder because you're a Black boy, or you got to be more careful as you navigate community because you're a Black boy, or this or that because you're Black, versus the style that we use now. You just see, you know who you are. It shows up in the culture for our home and how we represent ourselves. And versus telling you that you're basically telling you that your skin color is going to be a disadvantage to you as you navigate the world?
I think giving a child that mindset can cause them to have more dumb decisions in the future. For example, if we take a regular white kid and they get pulled over by the cops, they're not going to be all scared and stressed and think rationally and do dumb decisions. But if you already put the fear into a kid's mind that I'm supposed to be scared of the police, or I'm black, this person's thinking of me in a different way, it's going to affect the mindset and maybe cause poor reactions to certain situations.
Thank you for sharing that. And to elaborate on that a little bit more, what's the difference when you're showing up in school? With me never telling you that you have to work 10 times as harder, because does it let you show up differently in school? Or how do you show up in your learning process or learning journey?
I think you should just show up as yourself and not really put your ethnicity as a criteria of how you should study or how you should put yourself together. If you want to work hard and dedicate yourself to a certain thing, you should do it. You shouldn't be like, oh, I'm black, I need to be smarter or stronger.
And what make you have this belief?
I think that in most cases, when a person of color is put into a school and people are saying, oh, well, I feel like you're a boy of color, you're not that, you probably don't have the same education as them. Oh, we need to do this and do that. You might not be as smart as the other people. If you let them put you in that category, you're gonna fall deeper and deeper into it. But if you just show up as yourself and not really take that into consideration, you're gonna become more successful.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And if you were to leave one advice to a parent who is raising children that are black, and maybe it is their practice to say, you got to work hard that you're black. People going to look at you different in the world because you're black. Your opportunities are different because you're black. What would you say to a child who might be hearing that from home? Or what do you say to even an adult who might be listening to your perspective on this?
Those things can be true in some circumstances, but it's not good to strike fear into a child that your skin color is the disadvantage. Doing that at a young age might not be beneficial for growing up.
And what would you say to a child who is hearing this and using that to determine how they're going to make it through school or how they're going to be seen?
I would say that you shouldn't let one piece of you really shape who you will become or how you do things.
Thank you. That's powerful. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And those were very powerful and out of the mouth of a babe. So I pray God's wisdom over us as we're parenting, because as Jayden says, not saying it doesn't mean we're dismissing that slavery happened or the historic trauma and oppression of the black culture. None of that has been dismissed. It's not being belittled. It's not being... But what we're saying is that here we are today, and we know that we are capable. We are all that and a bag of chips and a Coke on the side, and we don't need confirmation from anyone to strive for success and strive for excellence. So whether we're cutting the grass, we're the integrity, we're sitting the chief of justice or the law, we're serving with in integrity, and we're showing up as our full self. So just like that. Another episode of A Little of This and A Little of That is a wrap. Thank you so much. Again, don't forget to share, to tell us what you learned. Forget about even sharing. Tell me, share what you've learned. Share something that you want to hear about, and share what part of this podcast was impactful today. Again, thank you so much. Again, it's your girl, Fee. Peace out.